So today I want to update, what's happening in my hoop house. I've got some hanging trays here. This is going to be a better system hanging them on the side here rather than the center. I can fit more along the side. I don't think the lighting will change too much because the light just hits this and bounces everywhere anyway. But I've had some die-off outside and I'm disappointed about it. I've lost some, I think they're cucumber or zucchini. They were sprouted. They were nice little leafy little plants, and the frost zapped them. Same with my potatoes, but I'll show that later. But here is an example of a better example of what's going on in here. As you can see, hanging trays. It's gonna be an awesome system rather than the one in the center. The one in the center obviously was the inspiration for the other hangers. But here we go. I'll show you the rest of what goes on today. Okay, I wanted to give an update. I planted some trays. Bottom tray, doing really well. Things are coming in. I forget what they are. These are either zucchini, cucumber. They might be zucchini and cucumber. Then we also have some squash, I believe. But up here, I think I added too much clay to the mix, and I've got one single tomato out of an entire tray of 30. We're going to redo it. So this is coming down. This will hang. I'm going to introduce a third orange tray. We're going to have tray here, here, and I'm going to hang it lengthwise instead of kind of in the center. Anyway, here we go. I'm just going to go and grab some pretty loose, loamy potting soil. We're going to start everything in just really loose soil instead of a more permanent mix. And I've got a lot in the yard from previous boxes. And by the way, we planted about 18 plants in here. They were actually freebies from the garden center, All Reds. They were on a rack saying free, so we took them. They were in poor shape. I bet that most of them will make it, and some of them are not such in good shape, but they were free, so we grabbed a bunch. They are flowers and yellow, pink, red. Anyway. Oh, and another thing. My potatoes that were coming up nicely got hammered by the freeze we had. Man, it was like 34. I'll call it a freeze. It got hammered, man. Look at that. Frozen. But I'm pretty confident they'll come back. If you can see here, I think they're shooting back. The Jerusalem artichoke are fine. They're doing fine. In here, I just got some leaves that have been decomposing, and then a potting soil. It's got perlite in it. We're going to mix the soil from the pots that aren't doing anything into here. That's got a little bit of clay in it, maybe heavy on the clay. We're going to remix. You know what? Upon closer inspection, I actually see more plants coming up. I already had the one that was obvious, but there's a little guy here. I think it's a pepper. And something's going on here. But then over here, there's something shooting up. Maybe I should leave this tray alone. I've given it time as it is, but maybe I should give it more time. So maybe I'll just create a whole new tray because I want to plant some giant jalapenos, some giant tomatoes. Yeah, those two. And I've got the packets here. Giant tomato, heirloom. And maybe I'll do some, and Mammoth jalapeno. And there's more Roma tomatoes, and there's, let's see, I thought I brought 4 out. Let's see in my envelope. Yep, there's a regular jalapeno in there. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll plant some giant tomato, and I've seen some videos. This is a, oh boy, what's the strain? It was something, oh gosh, hang on a minute. Okay, so I just wanted to show the giant tomato variety I got was called a Domingo. And I saw some videos online. These things can get easily 2 pounds to 4 pounds plus. humongous tomatoes. So I got them from the heirloom seed guy on eBay. I'm also going to be putting in Mammoth jalapeno, and then we're going to back up with some more Roma and regular jalapeno. So giant jalapeno, or Mammoth jalapeno, regular jalapeno, regular heirloom Romas, and then some giant tomatoes. Okay, this is going to be precarious as hell. Got my knee on it. This is going to go lengthwise here instead of in the center. Last wire. Got the weight on my knee. Doing okay. I'm just going to turn it over here. Holy crap. Alright, that's gonna work. Thankfully, the long wires are long enough. See that? Whoa. I'll kill myself. So it's gonna hang on the side like that. I think that'll work well. Alright, instead of screwing around with having this thing on my knee, I'm gonna hang that one and then just put all these plants in that tray. Okay, just gonna wire this up. I got them cut to the right length. One, two, three, four, 5 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 down and 2 over. Should be here. Ooh. So this one's going to sit a little higher, and that's fine. So now let's put this tray, oh, a heavy sucker. Let's put these contents up here. And again, I'm struggling to remember. You know what? Actually, maybe these are spaghetti squash and butternut squash. Yes, that's what they are. I may have to plant some more zucchini and cucumber because they haven't even come up. Well, no, actually they did in the greenhouse. This is the hoop house. The greenhouse is the open one that I haven't closed in. In there, we had another freeze that destroyed some plants. Unfortunately, but stuff in here, as you can see, is doing well. Alright, a couple more. Oh, that was fun. This idea of hanging stuff in here, I really am fond of that. Yeah, I dig it. So we're going to hope and pray for this tray, if you'll do that with me. Hope and pray for this tray. This tray, doing well. Keep an eye on it. Oh yeah, our resident frog has made several holes in corners of boxes, and I've seen him several times now. I decided to put a little bowl of water in there for him. He can go for a dip. So what I'll do is I think I'll do all my planting here. I'll put the soil in, seed everything out here, manage to get it through the doorway, empty it all. We'll pull out all the pots and hang the tray. Oh, you know what? Screw that. I'll hang another empty tray. I do have another empty tray. I'll do that. Tray number 4. And my chickens are out here right now, just in a temporary shelter. They're just hanging out. I've got 4 of these orange trays that fit my 4-inch pots perfectly. I got them on the side of the road years ago. All right, spread the goodness around. That's too much clay. And this is just where they're going to start. We're going to have a huge garden. It's going to be overwhelming to water. And we'll have to come up with a watering mechanism. But I do like watering by hand. I'm going to be with my plants and do a little bit of weeding at the same time. And what I'm going to do is just get this wet first. Whoops, got the wrong one on. And my raspberries are doing awesome, and the blackberries too. Yeah, so update on raspberries. Look at that. All that stuff I trimmed out, and the stuff is just raging back to life. And this blackberry, we can cut that. Look at that, it's branched down off onto the ground there and over here. I'm just going to trim that blackberry. I thought maybe this stem was alive, but it's not. Let's take it down to there. Hey, I'm using my head. I'm starting a compost in the backyard instead of in the front yard. I'll just cut this up. Thorny blackberry. Oh, had a little bit of green to it. It's okay. There's plenty of a root system in the pot. Okay, because the sellers on eBay selling these heirloom tomatoes and Romas, because these sellers on eBay are generous with their seeds, I'm gonna just plant a ton. I'm gonna do probably 6 Mammoth jalapeno, 6 giant tomato. Shoot, maybe I also have more Roma and more regular. Shoot, man, maybe I'll do 12 Mammoth jalapeno and 12 giant tomato. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? Yeah, a little bit. I just want to grow a lot of stuff. All right, well, Mammoth jalapeno. Looks like I've got, how many came in there? Or 25 came in there. Maybe I'll do half of them. Or so. Put these carefully. Okay. What I like to do is put them on top and don't bury them until I've laid them all on top. I don't want to forget. I put them in the middle of the pot. I don't want to forget if I've planted what spot or not. It doesn't hurt if you double up, but you probably want to separate. And then when they're starting to grow, separate them when they're a couple inches tall. Their roots can take it. Tell you what, for being giant tomatoes, those seeds are really teeny. Not to say that's the problem at all. It's wild. I'm only going to do, I think, 6 or 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Yeah, that's good. And I think I'll just put in maybe 6 more jalapeno. Oop. Got a little more. Alright, and I'll do 4 more Roma. Where did I end? There. It's going to be tricky to see them to even plant them. The peppers are bigger seeds. I'm just going 1/2 inch deep. So I'm doing a lot of Mammoth pepper. Oh boy. It's hard to see these tomato, but I placed them kind of in the center. Didn't see it at all. I'm just going to push in. Then I'll give it another wetting. Into the hoop house. Where hopefully the soil will warm up before it gets cold tonight. In fact, I might just close it up right now. I'm just taking a pretty rough measurement of what I need here. This is some wire I acquired for free somewhere. I'm going to give it a few good turns. It feels good. A few turns at least. I think I'll put him on this side here. Okay, that's 3 trays hanging. I need to transfer the pots into here. Alright, well, pretty much reached the end here. Got a lot of seeded pots. I've had some weather issues. Warm during the day and then cold at night. Hasn't helped certain crops. But these are gonna have a better chance in here in the hoop house, especially at night, right? Pretty soon I'll be having to open up both ends of this hoop house because it does get warm. But that's it. Thanks for joining me.